Here's a nightmare that millions of people live every single month, and it makes no sense until someone explains it. You make your payments on time. Every time. And the balance barely moves. You throw money at it, month after month, year after year, and the mountain of debt just sits there, mocking you, like you never paid a cent. If that's your life right now, listen closely, because you are not bad with money, and you are not irresponsible. You've been trapped inside a system that was quietly designed to keep you paying forever. In the next few minutes I'm going to show you exactly how that trap works, why making the minimum payment is one of the most expensive mistakes in personal finance, and the simple, proven escape plan that has pulled ordinary people out of tens of thousands of dollars of debt. There's a specific number coming up that will genuinely make you angry once you see it. Stick with me. Welcome to Money Decoded. Here's the first thing nobody tells you. The real enemy was never the amount you borrowed. The real enemy is the interest. When you carry a balance on a credit card at 20 or 25%, you're not just paying back what you spent. You're renting that money at a brutal price, and the rent never stops. Every single day, interest gets added on top of your balance, and then tomorrow you pay interest on that interest. It compounds against you, silently, while you sleep, while you work, while you try your best. This is why you can pay for years and feel like you're standing still. You're not paying down the debt. You're barely keeping up with the rent on it. And here's the part that should make you sit up. The people who lent you the money are not hoping you pay it off fast. They're hoping you pay slowly, forever. Which brings us to the myth that keeps you stuck, and it has nothing to do with willpower. The myth is that being in debt means you're irresponsible, weak, or just bad with money. And that shame is doing you real damage, because it keeps you frozen, avoiding the problem, not even opening the statements. So let me say this clearly. You were never taught this. Nobody sat you down and explained how interest compounds, how minimum payments are calculated, or how the whole system is engineered to profit from your confusion. You were handed a credit card at 18 and wished good luck. Meanwhile, an entire industry spends billions making it feel normal, even smart, to borrow for things you can't afford yet. This isn't a character flaw. It's a knowledge gap, and knowledge gaps can be closed tonight. The moment you understand the machine, you stop being its victim and start being the one who beats it. And to beat it, you first have to see the exact size of the trap, because the math behind minimum payments is almost criminal. Let's make this real, because this is the number that makes people furious. Imagine you owe $5,000 on a credit card at 20% interest. You decide to just pay the minimum every month, like the statement suggests, like most people do. How long until you're free? Not 1 year. Not 5. It can take you well over 15 years to pay off that single $5,000 balance, and by the end you will have paid thousands of dollars in pure interest, sometimes more than the original debt itself. You bought $5,000 of stuff and paid $10,000 for it. That is the minimum payment trap, and it is not an accident. The minimum is deliberately set just high enough to feel responsible, and just low enough to keep you paying for a decade and a half. When you only pay the minimum, you are volunteering to be a customer for life. So how do you break out? It starts with a twist most people get completely backwards. Here's the twist. When most people finally decide to attack their debt, they focus on the wrong thing entirely. They obsess over the total, that terrifying giant number, and it crushes them before they start. But getting out of debt is not really a math problem. It's a momentum problem. The people who actually escape don't win with a spreadsheet. They win with a snowball. Instead of staring at the whole mountain, you break it into individual debts and you attack them one at a time, in a specific order, while paying the minimum on all the others. Every time you completely wipe out one debt, something powerful happens in your brain. You get a win. Real, visible, motivating. And that win gives you the fire to roll everything you were paying on that first debt into the next one. The payment gets bigger and bigger, like a snowball rolling downhill, until the last debt falls in a fraction of the time. Now let me show you the exact 2 ways to do this, so you can pick yours tonight. Step 1, and this is the move almost everyone avoids because it's scary, you drag every debt into the light. Tonight, you write them all down. Every credit card, every loan, every buy now pay later balance, every dollar you owe anyone. For each one, 3 things. The total amount, the interest rate, and the minimum payment. I know the temptation is to keep your eyes closed, because the number feels safer when it's blurry. But blurry is exactly where debt wants to stay. Blurry is how it grows in the dark. The second you have it all on one page, something shifts. The monster becomes a list, and a list is something you can beat. You cannot fight an enemy you refuse to look at. Most people carry this weight for years without ever once seeing the full picture on a single page. You're going to do it tonight, in 10 minutes. And once it's in front of you, you get to choose your weapon, and there are exactly 2. Step 2, pick your method, and there are 2, both powerful. The first is the debt snowball. You list your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, ignore the interest rates, and throw every extra dollar at the smallest one while paying minimums on the rest. When it's gone, you attack the next smallest. This method wins on emotion. Those fast early victories keep you going, and momentum is what actually gets people to the finish line. The second is the debt avalanche. Same idea, but you order your debts by interest rate, highest first. This method wins on math. It saves you the most money, because you're killing the most expensive debt first. So which should you choose? Here's the honest answer. The best method is the one you'll actually stick with. If you need motivation, use the snowball. If you're disciplined and want maximum savings, use the avalanche. Both work. The only method that fails is the one where you keep paying minimums and hoping. Pick one tonight, and let's turn it into action. So let's turn this into something you actually do tonight, not Sunday. 3 moves. First, make the list. Every debt, the balance, the rate, the minimum, all on one page. 10 minutes, and the fog lifts. Second, pick your method and circle your target. Snowball, circle the smallest balance. Avalanche, circle the highest interest rate. That circled debt is now your enemy number 1, and everything extra you can find goes there while you pay minimums on the rest. Third, find your first extra $10 or $20 this week and send it at that target debt today. Not next payday, today. Because the goal tonight isn't to pay it all off. It's to break the spell of feeling powerless. One extra payment, sent on purpose, at one specific debt, changes how the whole thing feels. You go from drowning to swimming. And swimming, even slowly, always beats sinking. Do those 3 things, and you've already done more than most people in debt ever do. Here's what I want you to actually feel, because this is the whole point. Picture the day the last payment clears. No more statements you're afraid to open. No more interest quietly eating your paycheck in the background. No more that low, constant hum of stress that follows you into every room, every purchase, every quiet moment before sleep. That weight, the one you've carried so long you forgot it was even there, is just gone. That is what being debt-free actually is. It's not about a number on a screen. It's about getting your income back, your options back, your peace of mind back. Every dollar you send at that debt today is buying back a piece of your future self, a version of you who owes nothing to anyone and gets to keep every dollar they earn. The system was built to keep you paying forever. But forever ends the moment you make a plan and take the first swing. And what you do with all that freed up money next is where the real game begins. So let's bring it home. Debt feels permanent, but it isn't. The people who escape aren't lucky or rich. They just stopped paying minimums and hoping, dragged every debt into the light, picked Snowball or Avalanche, and threw everything they had at one target at a time until the weight lifted. Do that, and you will get out, faster than you think. Pick one move from this video and do it tonight. Just one. Make the list, or send a single extra payment at your smallest debt. That's how the trap finally breaks. Now, getting out of debt is only half the journey. The real question is what to do with all that money once it's no longer going to interest, so it starts building wealth instead of just escaping a hole. That's exactly what the next video breaks down, how to invest your very first $500, even as a total beginner. Go watch that one next. Subscribe to Money Decoded USA. Real money help for everyday Americans, no hype. I'll see you in the next one.